Welcome to ADHD or Life, a couple's perspective. Join us, Adam and Donna, as we navigate the ups and downs of living with ADHD in a relationship. With no holds barred discussions and real life stories, we explore the journey of questioning ADHD and ask, is it ADHD or just life? Welcome to Is It ADHD or Life, a couple's perspective, where we unravel what it's like to live with ADHD within a relationship. And this week we'll be looking at, is it ADHD or is it sugar addiction? Where I'm sure Adam will be revealing some of his closet secret eating habits.
Nice.
Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how's your week been?
Yeah, good. Very busy. Very tired this morning.
Very tired boy.
Halloween week, so
yeah,
it's been very, very busy with parties and quizzes.
Any ADHD wins this week?
I think the biggest one was getting through it.
Right,
because,
okay.
All by myself as well, no help. Just because of how busy it was, then you've got to kind of mentally prepare for that and then go and do the parties and do the quizzes afterwards. And some of the days were very long.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yeah.
It was like full on. You left the house at like 10?
10 o'clock.
Yeah, and then didn't come back till like at 11 at night. Have you got any, like, did you use any kind of, not tactics, like coping mechanisms or anything, like to get through it, or?
I think I always use the breathing. So if I feel stuff's not going my way, then I'll take 3 deep breaths in and then hold it and then out again. I'll do that a couple of times. And it
Amazing.
Don't look at me like that.
I don't know, I was a bit like, wow, I was expecting something so adult and like mature.
No, it does actually help. It helps in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Plus, it means I can tick off my box in my app.
We've not talked about this app yet, actually.
I'm not ready.
Okay, I'm going to push it to one side for now. Any ADHD fails this week? I'll talk. Oh. So last week our podcast was all about forgetfulness and the memory and stuff. And then if any of you follow us on TikTok or Instagram, you'll have seen the post that I put out this week. But Adam, you tell us what happened.
I just forgot something once or twice.
So last Sunday, I get a text, I forgot my laptop charger, and you're doing a quiz, aren't you? Mm-hmm. And obviously it's imperative that you need this laptop charger, otherwise without the laptop, you can't work. No. And we only had one car in action at the time, no car seat for the baby, there was just me at home. And he's like, you've got to get that laptop charger to me. And I'm like, what?
I tried everything else I did. I even tried asking the customers, very professional.
Anyone carry a laptop charger
yeah,
with them?
I offered 50 bonus points if anybody could bring me a laptop charger, but nobody did. And I was panicking, but I was kind of enjoyed watching the charge go down a bit. I was excited and wondering how long I was going to have left until it wasn't. Then I had 10% left and I thought, oh no, this is too much. And it ended up the laptop did cut out before you got there. And I was very glad you got there. And thank you very much.
Thanks to the neighbours as well for the lend of the car seat. And we managed to get the other car in action and get there. And yeah. So that started off the week, didn't it? But then it happened that you went to a party at a school and you forgot your microphone.
I did, yeah. In my defence, I think it gets worse when I don't sleep well. And I've not had a lot of sleep this week. I've not been sleeping well. And all the rushing about during the day, and it's made me forget. And plus the moving cars, because we've had to get a new car and we've been moving between the cars to leave things. And I forgot my mic and I had to borrow it off the school.
But that's the thing, is it's unorganised, isn't it? Because you're saying that you're moving things and stuff, but you obviously don't keep your mic in the same place all the time. But again, that's just something for you to, obviously you need to look at. And then it gets to the Wednesday and you go off to work. Oh, in fact, had you been working during, that was the school. It's the same day, the school day, wasn't it? And you'd forgot to play your cards, right, money?
Yeah.
So
that one was only down the road. I just thought, you don't want to sit in the house all night. You want to drive.
10 minutes down the road.
It's been an exciting week.
It has been an exciting week. So we decided to make a little TikTok about it, didn't we? Just to tell people what had been going on, and that got a lot of traction.
It did.
Do you think what I thought was actually, like, isn't it funny that I wonder if this had happened before we made that kind of episode? whether I don't know whether it would have happened like that. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Is it because that's in our mind that we've just done that episode of forgetfulness and everything, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 3 things in a week? But you've not done that for ages.
No, I think that was a big week so even without the episode, that was an unusual week. It's never normally that.
There was
bad.
a lot going on, wasn't there?
And that was bad. Yeah, there was a few.
Yeah. Okay, so this week we are looking at is it ADHD or is it sugar addiction? So you came up with this one.
I did, but I'm a bit paranoid because you called me fat in the way here.
That was nothing to do with the pod.
Not just diving.
It's funny because that links into my information that I found later. What made you think about sugar addiction? And
so I didn't realise that, well, I say the two things are connected, but I think it varies, and I know you've done some research, but it's always been massive in my life, always. And I think the older I get, probably the worse it's getting, and it's just always been there. So this is one of the symptoms, if you like, that affect me daily, every day, and it is massive in my life. So
what's your relationship like with sugar? And that's like a daft question, doesn't it? But like,
I think it's weird because I love sugar. I've got quite a liking to Hobnobs and custard. They're the two main culprits.
So just for anyone that doesn't know, Adam is very addicted to custard and Hobnobs. So much the fact that when we first met, you would wait till I'd fell asleep before you ate a tin of custard in bed.
Yeah. No, I never ate it in bed when we first met.
Yeah, I would be asleep and you would eat it.
No. Oh, no, sorry, I apologise. Yeah, that was not the very start, but yeah.
But now, he willingly just eats it at the side of me, don't you, when I'm awake?
Yes, I eat custard in bed.
My name's Adam, I am disgusting.
Straight out of the tin. But it has to be ambrosia.
Yeah, it can't be. I've tried you with it. I've tried to get cheaper ones.
So the thing is, I use sugar, and I use sugar if I'm not feeling good, if I'm lacking energy, I'll reach for sugar. If I'm in a mood, I'll reach for sugar. But also probably when things are good, I'll
reach for sugar.
Yeah, reach for sugar, yeah, just different kinds. But yeah.
You've kind of like, it's injected onto me as well, because when I first met you, I was much more of a savoury girl.
Yeah.
And now I also have breakfast pudding. like I never knew that was a thing until I met Adam. But yeah, and I think it's kind of seeped onto me as well. Yeah. I've got a few things here. So a bit of research that I did. Some people say it is linked to ADHD, and some people say it isn't linked to ADHD. But it was interesting to read some of these because of kind of like why it is linked. So dopamine. So we talk about dopamine all the time, don't we? Mm-hmm. And it says that sugar consumption can cause dopamine release in the brain, which can lead to cravings for more sugar. This can be a form of self-medication for people with ADHD who may consume sugar to compensate for low dopamine levels. I think that's probably you down to a T.
100%, yeah. It is. I'll always be searching for something that will give me the dopamine, and sugar is, well, out of other stuff that I've reached for in the past, then sugar's actually all right. I would rather have a pack of biscuits, I think, than yeah.
A pint of cider.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it's like your ecstasy. Like sugar is like your ecstasy. I remember one time I was sleeping and I caught you going around the side of the bed because there's a little bit of chocolate at the side of my bed, and I caught you trying to steal it.
I think the worst thing is at night, and it kind of helps me sleep. If I don't, I've known that, like, if I've tried to stop eating sugar, then I can go to sleep for exactly 20 minutes, remember?
Yeah.
And after exactly 20 minutes, I would wake up and I would need sugar.
Yeah.
Then I would have, like, a few biscuits or whatever, and then I would go to sleep. So that's what made me think of it was like addiction, because it was more of a need than a want. I needed that sugar.
That hit.
Yeah.
And also, we start on a Wednesday every week counting calories, don't we?
Yeah.
And we fail by like Friday sometimes. You start it more than me. But again, it's almost like it gets to night time, and even if you're counting calories, you get to the night time and you're like, oh, sod it, I want a biscuit or a hobnob.
I think it's the counting calorie thing is strange because it's good. It's like a hyper focus, hyper fixation.
Yeah.
And I count all the calories and I'm focused.
Yeah,
for that,
you
for
are.
that Wednesday, and I get into it, and then we'll swap the biscuits for
Skinny
yogurts
bars.
and skinny whips, and I feel better. I feel so much better, and I feel amazing. And 3 days later, I'm still feeling great if I'm proper into it. And then it'll come to a Friday night, and I'll be like, just have one McFlurry. But I can't just, I've got to be all or nothing. I've got to either give it up and concentrate on the calorie counting, or just packet of biscuits and a tin of custard a night. There's no.
Do you think that's an ADHD thing and all or nothing? I think that's a you thing.
I think it's a bit of both. I think I've definitely got, I don't really know about addictive personality, but there's many things that I've been addicted to and are addicted to, like alcohol, like sugar, like anything else. But it's, I don't know if that's why can you? I don't understand how you can have a bar of chocolate and then that's it. It's fine. I don't know.
I can get like a big bar. We can get a big bar of chocolate, and I will have like 2 strips off it, and I'm done. I'm like, okay, put that to one side now.
No,
I mean you wouldn't think it, but that's like, but you will have to eat that whole bar.
I won't go to sleep until that's finished. And that reminds me of the when we first met. And I was staying at your flat, and there was a bar of the big bars of lovely mint Christmas chocolate.
Dairy Milk mints, yeah.
You had it in your kitchen drawer, and we never knew each other well enough for me to be in your kitchen drawers.
It's like the first time you stayed over.
Yeah. But I used to wait until you were sleeping. I would sneak just a strip.
Did it kill you not being able to eat the whole thing?
Honestly, I could not sleep for thinking about that mint chocolate in your drawer. And
am I right in saying as well that when you, one of the first times you came around to my house, to my flat, you brought a bag of like some chocolate in, like as like a gift, but you forgot to bring it up, and you went home with it, and then you're like, sorry, I'll just eat it myself now.
No, I don't think I ate that. No, I kept
Did you
that.
keep it? Right, okay.
It would have killed me, but I would have kept it. Definitely kept it. But it's a nighttime thing. It's, if there's something in the house, if I know that's it, I won't sleep until I've ate
Even
that.
the kids' stuff.
Yeah.
Like you,
Dad of the year.
you like if there is like there was a pack of cookies the other day, and I was like, oh, have a cookie, and you were like, I've opened them already.
It is. It's got worse. Without a doubt, it's got worse. I don't know if it's, as I say, it gets worse if I'm tired. So if I'm working a lot, then I'll just junk and binge and stuff. It's binge eating. That's what it is.
So another thing was hunger. Consuming a lot of sugar can increase the hunger hormone, which can lead to more feelings of hunger and cravings for sweet foods. Now, I know as well with you is you will, if you're out working, I'm always like, oh, pick yourself a meal deal up or get yourself a McDonald's or something. But you would rather go and get a big bar of dairy milk and a big bar of Malteser bar or Galaxy. These are the ones I found in your car. To put you on rather than something substantial.
Yeah.
Why is what is that about?
Again, it's when I'm working, like if I've got 2 parties in a day, I'm running and adrenaline really. So, and I don't feel like I can sit and eat a sandwich, or I just want to grab that bar of chocolate.
So I can't get my head around that, because I would much rather go and get a sandwich than, because it's not a filling substance. Like,
no, but it's good.
Well, that goes into the dopamine thing, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it fill you up?
I don't tend to get hungry, so like yesterday I never ate. Yesterday I had.
I was a bit of an enabler yesterday, actually, because I came to your second party.
Goodie bags,
I came to your second party, but I brought a box of cookies, a Boost, a Kit Kat, and a twirl. Only half of them bad because we shared them. But so I'm a bit of an enabler, and I do feel like I am an enabler with it sometimes.
Yeah, but it's difficult because like, obviously, at the end of the night, it's got to be easy life, isn't it? I've bought you a pack of biscuits, Adam.
Oh my God, I know that when I go shopping, if I get you a pack of biscuits and you come home to that, you're like, oh yes. And I think, win, tick. Like, he loves me a little bit more now. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was like, I bought you a sausage roll, you'd be like, what? Like,
I think recently as well, which I'd done a tiny bit of research yesterday, and I was looking at the carbohydrate thing and how that turns into sugar. And with the hunger thing, the baguettes have become big in my life.
You are big on buttered baguette at the moment. And again, though, I keep buying it. So I keep being an enabler. But then I think for me, living with you and having this sugar addiction, I would take that any day over
being drunk.
Yeah. I'd rather be high on sugar than high on alcohol.
But is it an addiction? That I don't know. Is it? Because I seen yesterday that people recommend that after 3 days, then the sugar leaves your body and you feel better and you don't crave it anymore.
That's not you.
Nah.
That's definitely not you.
No, you
need that
better.
sugar at night.
Yeah.
And that's why as well, you go for the yogurts and the skinny whips because you need that sugar.
Yeah.
Whereas like the majority of people can go to bed without having sugar.
Yeah.
Or tea and toast. Do you know what I mean? Like something... Go on.
No, I was just...
All right, yeah.
Do you think that there's a difference in more obvious ADHD symptoms if I'm not eating as well? So if I'm bad on sugar, do you notice a difference in the ADHD symptoms?
So I do think that you're probably less... I wouldn't say aware, but there's less. It's interesting because part of my study that I've looked at says this as well. But I do think you've probably got less attention to stuff when you are going through that sugar phase. You don't concentrate on, like, say, one thing, and you might be watching the telly, but I've been on Facebook and we're trying to have a conversation with you. It just doesn't work. But yeah, I do think that there is definitely knock-on effects. Than when you are clean eating or clean living, and you're a lot more alert, I think. Yeah.
I've noticed a massive difference. Let's say the past 3 or 4 weeks have been really bad, like one of the worst I've ever eaten. And I've noticed a big difference. It certainly affects my mood. It affects sleeping. It's
definitely the mood thing as well. I think that if you eat too much sugar as well, your mood goes. So even if you get that dopamine hit for that second or for that little tiny amount of time, the come down is much quicker. And it's because you've spiked with that sugar, and then it's just...
The dopamine thing I find strange because most of the time it's nighttime. So why are you looking for that?
Why do you want that at night?
At night, yeah, that confusing me.
But then you are a bit of a night owl.
That's true, yeah.
Not a morning person.
Don't know what you mean.
So the next thing actually is ADHD symptoms. So sugar can make the symptoms worse. For example, one study found that high sugar diets increased inattention with people with ADHD. And that's some of the study that I've looked at. It absolutely, like they say as well, that it did. And I think that's exactly the same for you. Sorry. Your inattention definitely goes. And then the last one. Obesity. So adults with ADHD are more likely to be overweight or obese than those without ADHD, and that's because of the sugar intake and the amount of sugar that they like.
So this plays a big part in our life. There's no denying it. It's something that I struggle with because it's a paranoia thing. I hate feeling fat. And back to hangers in the bed because I've got 2 wardrobes. I've got a skinny wardrobe and a bigger wardrobe.
You've got more wardrobe space than me now.
And it's because I fluctuate that much, and it's because of these episodes that I have where for weeks I'll go sugar or no sugar or...
And when you're on it, you are like on it, like, and you can drop the weight like that, can't you? And it's amazing.
Mr. Slinky 2014.
Certificate to prove it. Where do you think this stems from early on in life? So have you always had this kind of fixation on sugar and finding it? And
yes. So I know that couple of things. Growing up, the custard was a massive thing. That started when I was younger.
And that runs for you. There's a big joke in your family as well, isn't it? How did that come about with the custard thing?
Oh, it was always in my granddad's house, and they always had tins of custard. And
Love it.
Tins of custard solved everything.
It was one of the funniest things that when I first met you, it was one of the funniest things I've ever come across, because I was like, this guy eats a tin of custard a night, like in bed. What is this? Like,
I never put that in my Tinder profile. But and it's got to be out the tin, and it's more enjoyable in bed. People find that disgusting. I'm sorry, but
there's worse. So the people that you lie next to may find it really annoying when you come to the end of that tin. But oh no, you'll find more when you're scraping it.
You've got to get every bit. But yeah, there's that. But I also remember one of my early memories is doing a paper round and finishing the paper round on a Sunday, and you got your money on a Sunday in the newsagents. And I remember getting paid, and I bought like one of those double packs of cookies.
Right, okay.
Like the 2 full packets of cookies. And I ate them all on the paper round. Doing the paper round, I ate 2 full packs of cookies. And I felt sick. Felt good, but I felt sick. And that's kind of been me since then. It's that all or nothing. I'll eat those 2 packs of cookies or just stay back from it completely.
When you were drinking, did you still have that sugar fixation, or did that overtake it?
This is interesting because when I stopped drinking, there was a big thing where people use sugar as a replacement because of the sugar that you get in alcohol, which especially I drank dark fruit, so there was a lot of sugar in that. And I thought that's what it was. And I was just replacing it, but it's been 5 years. No, but then I realised that it was going on before the drinking. The sugar was there before the drinking. The overeating, was there before the drinking. Did you
used to eat a pack of biscuits when you were drinking, like a night, or like a tin of custard?
Well, yeah, because
that was like your thing. It
was always there. But hangovers. So if you woke up with a hangover, that was big eating time.
Yeah.
That was later on in the day. That was all you wanted, just eating constantly. Sweet again, it would have been.
You are a sweet person. But there is, like, you would much rather have ice cream and chocolate and biscuits and stuff rather than crisp and the bread thing is big at the moment. But
remember the custard ice cream? Oh, game changer.
And it's funny because every time we went out, I was like, let's come back custard ice cream. And again, a new obsession. That
had to get banned for the house because that was a big tub.
Yeah.
And that's too good.
And nobody else would eat it apart from you.
No, that was, yeah.
So, go on, did you say something? I did look at some studies. So, they did they wanted to look at like the imbalancing brain chemicals to see why sugar affects people with ADHD or how sugar affects people with ADHD and without ADHD. And so they did a auditory attention task first. So like an attention task through the years.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It was, I won't bore you with it, but it was identifying the lowest intensity tone among like 3 tones. But anyway, and then they injected the people that were doing it with sugar.
Sounds good.
I know, yeah, you'd be like, inject me more. 35 minutes after the injection, they repeated the task and they found that the metabolism of people like with the sugar metabolism, it was significantly reduced in half of the regions of the brain. And those regions included attention, distractibility, movement, so like restlessness, and impulsivity.
Okay.
So it was almost like their attention went, they were easily distracted, they very restless, and that is you at night time. You will be in bed, you'll have ate your biscuits, you'll have ate your custard, and then not every night, but yeah. I'm asleep, I'm turned over, I'm gone, and then all of a sudden you'll get jumping leg.
Yeah.
Very restless.
We know if I've had too much sugar, then the leg starts going and everything. Yeah.
And they did say as well that there's an overlap between obesity, eating disorders, and ADHD, which is interesting.
I think it all comes down to somebody once says to me that the drug of choice was more, and it just It made so much sense
yeah,
to me.
Yeah.
That is it. It's the always wanting more of anything. Biscuits, chocolate, anything, alcohol, like gambling, anything. It's always wanting more. And that's where the eating comes into it. Like, I can go, like, as I say, yesterday I never ate, but then I want everything.
But you'll binge it all, won't you?
I want,
And almost like sneaky eat as well.
So this is again massive, because I don't know if it's two separate issues or the same issue that goes into one. There's the eating, the sugar, but then there's the sneaky bit. And I also quite like that.
Do you think everyone sneaky eats to some extent?
To some extent, I think so.
So, like, for example, when I'm making tea, right, for all of us, I might like, okay, so the kids will have spaghetti hoops, and I'll put spaghetti hoops on their plate, and there'll always be a little bit left in the bottom of the tub, and I've just heated up. So I'm like, I'll just finish them off.
That's not sneaky. That's cooking.
Right, okay.
Sneaky eating, we realised one of my habits. I've not done this for a while, actually.
All right, okay.
To the point where, remember the guy in the garage offering me a free pasty? Because I was a loyal customer. Every night going to work, I passed this garage and I would go in and buy 2 bars of chocolate, which I think are normal size.
No, but they're not normal size. They're sharing bars of chocolate.
No, they're standard now. They are the ones.
So what about the small ones? What are
they're
them?
snack size.
Right, okay.
So I would buy 2 standard bars of chocolate, and I would eat them on the way to work, or always on the way to work, and then not tell you about it until maybe like a day or 2 days later, and then I would tell you. So there was no. It's not as if I was hiding it, because I was going to tell you, but I quite enjoyed that sneakiness.
That 2 days.
So, so I enjoy it's almost like an extra buzz of hiding something.
Oh my God, what else are you hiding?
But I think that's maybe why, because we don't hide stuff.
No.
There's nothing that very open with each other, but I think I quite like that.
What's next?
Just the sneaky bit.
Why chocolate? Like, why not get a pasty, or why not? What is it? Because it's sugar. Because
that's
you want that.
Thing. I would never crave a pasty. I never even ate the pasty.
I don't think you brought it home, actually.
I did. I would not. No, imagine eating a pasty in the way. No, but it's quick and it's a good feeling, and yeah.
And then you had the extra feeling then of sneaky eating.
Yeah, the extra, but that is bad, but it's true.
So we put out for some like messages or something for sneaky eating, like get in touch, any sneaky eating stories, and I got a couple of messages actually, which I've not told you about. And when I read them, I picture you like so. Somebody said this person would hoard food and hide it, and then eat it all in secret because they didn't want to share. So when they binged it, they wanted to be alone, because they didn't want anyone else to see what they were doing, how much they were eating, and didn't want to share it because there might not be enough.
So there's 2 things I get from that.
Right, okay.
The first thing, oh no, Dad of the Year again. The first thing is I'll wait. Even now, I normally wait until you fall asleep before I open a packet of biscuits.
Yeah.
And that's a shame thing. I don't want to sit and eat a packet of biscuits in front of you. That's terrible. It's me and you. But that's guilty. I feel guilty about it.
Is that because you think I might want one?
No, it's not. No.
Because generally I say no.
Yeah. If you are awake, I will offer one.
Yeah.
You won't. But,
do you want a biscuit?
But this is bad.
Come on.
The no sharing thing. I don't like eating ice cream in front of the baby.
Poor boy.
I would rather wait until they went to bed.
Because you don't want to share your ice cream.
I don't want to share my ice cream. And that's our 1-year-old son. I'm not big on sharing.
No, I know. No, but what you are big on is counting how many bars, like how many strips around a bar of chocolate.
Yes.
To be like, you've got 4 and I've got 4.
Yeah, you cannot enjoy it otherwise. I need to know exactly how much I'm getting, and That's it. That's fine.
Do you remember coming home from swimming lessons once, though, and the kids were eating cookies in the back, and you wanted one, and nobody would give you one, and you took a right paddy. You were like in a bad mood because the kids wouldn't give you a cookie.
Yeah, but the ice cream things hit me bad. It's, sometimes I can be. Oh, I'm still going. Sometimes I can be eating my dinner and thinking, oh, I could really go something sweet now, and it's like 6:30.
So the baby's not quite asleep yet.
But he's got to bed at 6:30. Oh, hold on.
I'm going to judge you every single night now. To be fair, it does come up to us like mouth open, like every time you're eating something, doesn't it? Okay, somebody else said that, and I can just picture you doing this, but when they used to binge food, buy binge, like food to binge on, they'd feel so ashamed of what they were buying that they'd say to the person at the till, "Oh, it's a girls' night." I liked that one.
Oh, that's brilliant. So,
So I've got a confession.
Oh, go on.
Not recently, but I remember in my younger years, I'd been known to go to McDonald's and get a meal and a Happy Meal, like because I wanted chicken nuggets as well as a burger, and it was cheaper to just get like a Happy Meal. And I remember them being like, "What drink?" before like the app and stuff like that, and it'd be like, "What drink?" "Oh, he'll want a."
That was good.
Have you ever done that?
Not that, no.
Okay.
That's a bad one. I'm going for it today. When I first stopped drinking, obviously I used to drink cider, and when I stopped drinking, I took up custard quite heavily. Yeah. When I first started, it was bad, and I lived on my own and a site with other people, and no need.
In detached property.
Yeah. And I went from hiding cans of cider to hiding tins of custard because people would judge me. I used to put the tins of custard at the bottom of the bin.
Oh, when you're eating, you mean like empty ones?
Empty ones, so I used to put my bags of empties in the bottom of the bin so that people didn't know how much custard I was eating. Oh my God. What is that? But it's the hiding things again, it's a sneaky thing. And also when I first stopped drinking and I met my sponsor and things in the programme, he used to, I don't know if you know, he used to carry a tin of emergency custard.
Yes, yeah, tell me this.
I think he still does.
Brilliant. Thank you. You know you are. Do you think that's your personality thing then? That the whole hiding and enjoying, kind of like being sneaky, do you think that's your personality, or do you think that is part of the ADHD? Because I don't think you're a sneaky person.
No, I'm not.
No?
Absolutely
like,
not.
Especially us.
No,
like,
I've really made myself sound like it then. No. I like I think it's to do with the dopamine, to do with the ADHD, because I like the buzz of, but only little things, because obviously I can't lie, I can't hide things. Hide things. But the sneaky things like that, I think it just gives you a wee. But then you get that as well. You must. It's not just an ADHD thing. You must enjoy doing like wee sneaky things. Yeah, but I don't like eating the spaghetti like in the kitchen. Yeah, I love that. But I don't know if, like, I can't think of anything right now where I would think, oh, I'll hide that from him. And do you know what I mean? Yeah, even dresses.
What, when I used to buy a dress and put it in the wardrobe and then be like, I've had this for ages. What do you mean? That's long gone in the days of buying dress, a bag like baby clothes now. Last one. It was a guy, this actually. They would pour milk down the sink and then be like, oh, we've run out of milk. Don't worry, I'll go and get some. And then they would eat two it's like you, family-sized chocolate bars in the car parked down the road from the house. So I've been known maybe. Oh, I have got a sneaky eating thing. So if we ever, I have told you this already, but if we ever had a chippy, I would get a sausage to eat in the car on the way back. Do you want to reveal that to you and the kids? That's as bad as it gets to me.
What about when you were in the hospital giving birth?
Oh my God. So I'd been in hospital for 4 days. We we met on the Monday, didn't we? And we didn't have the baby till the Thursday. So all them 4 days I was just in the hospital. Couldn't have any visitors. And because I was on the delivery ward. And I felt so bad because you were there all day and you didn't have like much to eat. You didn't have any snacks or anything. And
But you were told you weren't allowed anything.
oh, that was it. Yeah, sorry. I was told. It was a particular day, wasn't it? I wasn't allowed to eat.
Before the operation.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to eat anything. Was it just sugar or anything at all?
Anything. You weren't allowed to eat anything.
And I felt bad for you, didn't I? I was like, oh, I feel so bad. And you were like, it's okay, I'll be strong with you.
So many bonus points I got that night.
I can't believe you've not eaten anything. Wow, you'll eat it all when you go home. Little did I know that he'd been in the corridor eating chocolate out the vendor.
Not even just one bar. There's a couple, there's a few.
And do you know what? Like, I must be such an understanding person because I didn't even get mad. I just found it funny. But a lot of women would go absolutely ape shit at that.
But I never told you until afterwards.
No.
It wasn't until we had the baby that I told you.
Did that make you feel good?
No, it never.
Whatever. Eating that like a mouse. Eating that chocolate.
I once had to give up a job because well, it was one of the reasons, but I discovered Snickers in the vending machine and I was on my own all night in this job. It was in a reception and I didn't know I liked Snickers, but it got to, I was eating like 6 Snickers a night in this vending machine and the weight was just piling on me because I wasn't really moving. It was night shift, so I was sleeping all day and I was genuinely eating it and I would get in and Snickers would be away.
I bet you were like, I don't know why I'm putting weight on.
No. Snickers. Oh.
Thanks for sending in them little like snippets because they're so relatable and it's funny, isn't it? Because there's a lot of people out there who will do stuff like that and not realise that other people do it as well and it's a thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And even like when I say to you, I don't really do that but actually I get a sausage from the chippy on the way home, do you know what I mean? And don't tell anyone about it, but that's like... But
I think you would be sneaky with savoury stuff.
1,000,000%.
So you would get a pasty, you would get like... Or crackers, cheese and crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I'm just... But convenient as well. It's easy. It's easy to just grab a bar of chocolate. It's a lot easier than...
Do you think that's an ADHD thing, convenience? Or do you think that's a you thing?
By convenience, do you mean lazy?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I don't know. It might be a me thing. It might be connect... No, a me thing, isn't it? It's just
I think that's maybe a life thing, isn't it? Rather than ADHD thing. So have you any final words on the whole sugar?
No, I think I've said enough.
Lots of stories there.
Yeah.
So are we in agreement then? So obviously it's very divided about is it part of ADHD? Is it something that's completely separate? What would be your final thought on it from you as perspective? Obviously this is not written in stone. I
don't know if it's part of it.
Yeah.
I believe the addiction thing is definitely a part of it. The dopamine, I think.
A part of ADHD.
Part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
But I know it definitely doesn't help. And that's only from personal experience.
Yeah.
I know that if I'm eating badly, which, as I say, I have been the past few weeks, and it gets a lot worse.
Your symptoms are a lot worse.
Symptoms are a lot worse, yeah.
I do agree. So I agree that the symptoms are a lot worse. Me and the kids probably suffer more from it. I'm joking. But I agree in the sense that I think it is the addiction thing, but I think for you, yours is sugar. So it might be for other people, it's a different kind, it's something else they're addicted on. That would be the link to ADHD. It's just that yours is sugar.
At the moment.
Yeah. That could all change. Yeah. Just not cider.
No.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay, then it's time for the 5-minute moan.
Still keeping that.
So, I just want to recap last week's.
Oh, good.
Was it last week with the hangers? Was that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, last time. Sorry, not last week. I just want to say congratulations because there's been no hangers on the bed.
Thank you.
And you've actually listened and took it on board. Mm-hmm. Thanks. So thank you from me and the baby.
Oh, you're welcome.
Do you think I took mine on board?
Yes, definitely. Actually, been a lot better.
Do you think? Because you've told me to pause it a few times.
I'm much better, but I also think that now
I'm a lot more aware.
You're aware. You're definitely
because I keep saying to you, I'm sorry, I've spoke too much. I'm sorry. I keep apologising for it. But I'm trying, really trying. Okay, so this week.
No, I can't do it. I've only not put hangers away because it's been so busy and I've been living out the washing basket with the work stuff.
So you've not even
I've
tried?
not really used a hanger.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'll give you an update next time.
Thanks.
Next pod. Okay, who's going first?
You can go first.
Oh, ladies first again.
First,
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
No.
Okay.
So my 5-minute moan this week is it's something you already know about, that you already were about, but I'm putting it out to the public.
Oh.
So I'm sick to death of.
Oh.
Yeah, it's strong, isn't it? I've not been able to open my front door fully.
Oh, my shoe cabinet.
Oh. So, shoe cabinet. So behind our front door, there's like a little bit of space, and then we've got the radiator cover. There is no shoe cabinet, by the way. That's not true. But Adam takes it upon himself, or you, sorry, I'm talking to you, to put your shoes right behind that door. No, not just the shoes. Recently, it's also been your plastic quiz box. Mm-hmm. Right near the door, and then I will come in and I'll probably have the baby in my arms, or I'm trying to get out the door, and it's boom, all of a sudden it stops, and then me and the baby trying to squeeze out. Hey,
but how easy is that space? It's nice to just come in and kick off the shoes and put them there, and then go and
do you know what I believe as well? I believe that if I bought you a shoe cabinet, you wouldn't even use it.
Absolutely, the shoes would never make
they
it.
Would just so I've thought about it. I've considered it. I've considered about putting the shoe cabinet in the little downstairs toilet that's there as you walk in. But I know for a fact that your shoes will still stay there. All I ask is that maybe like you pile them up a little bit.
Okay,
please.
What if we make a compromise?
Okay, go on.
Where I'm still allowed a couple of shoes there.
Yeah.
But I take the box away. I'll start putting the box back in the conservatory.
Oh, that would make me very happy. Okay. Or even I'll let you put it behind the couch in the living room.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
thanks.
But I really appreciate it. The box went.
Okay.
And any shoes that you're not wearing. So like, I know you use your brown shoes for something the other week, and they've been there ever since, and yet you're not going to wear them for another 6 months. I think you go between like 3 pairs of shoes, but there's always about 5 there. Mm-hmm. But that's my moan. Just okay. It's just a shock when you open the door and it's like boom, stops.
I've never seen it. Oh no, I have seen it. Sometimes I see it when
you're sat on the couch and I'm leaving. Yeah.
No, it's more they're coming in.
Oh.
Because as soon as the car pulls up, sometimes I realise and but it's too late. And then it's quite funny.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's mine.
Mine's a very quick one. And I've got no evidence to back it up. Yes. And the only evidence I would have is for you to provide it, and I don't imagine you're going to do that.
Okay.
So a couple of times a week, you go and visit your mum and your sister.
Yeah.
And that's lovely. I love that.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And sometimes you only go for like half an hour, pop in, whatever, and then you come home and what's with the accent?
What?
You can be away for half an hour and you come back with a broad St Helens / Scouse accent.
Absolutely not.
You definitely. You catch it off your sister and you come back Scouse or St Helens, and I mean, I quite like it for a wee while, but no, it's just...
Posh Johnny Vegas?
No, I'm... Absolutely not. But yeah, you come back very St Helens and Scouse. Sometimes it lasts for hours.
I've never noticed.
Yeah.
So I do not just talk like this like I'm talking now.
No.
Right, okay.
And if you're like, say you want to raise your voice, it's worse, a lot worse.
Wow. I mean, I haven't got any examples because I don't...
Give us an example.
No, I don't know what to say. No. Barry. But I've not noticed that I do it. I hear you.
Okay.
And I will... I'll make sure that I talk normal when I get back.
Thanks. Just gives me the ick.
Brilliant. Right. We'll rehash them next time, yeah?
Definitely.
See if it's happening.
And next time I'm just going to note down that I'm going to mention your cupboard and the living room since you brought up the shoes.
Which cupboard?
The cupboard.
Under the stairs?
Yes.
You don't even go into it?
Well, that's coming up.
Okay. Okay then, so good, bad and ugly. So we ask every week for your emails to email us at adhdorlife@gmail.com to send us any good, bad and ugly stories about ADHD. I've got 2 emails this week, which is amazing. If you've got any questions as well, you can send them in to us. We'll start with, he wanted to be known as a dear friend.
Okay.
So a dear friend who has been diagnosed with ADHD. So they've sent us an email about good, bad and ugly. So this is good. And I've read it. You've not read this, have you? No. So I've read it and it's definitely things that you could relate to as well. So they moved to Manchester with no job at 18 because they fancied a change and a new start. When they look back, it's a pretty scary thing to do at the time, but they did it. They didn't really think about it, just packed up and left home. Moved into the spare room of a random Irishman they'd only met once. They say it's the best thing they've ever done. They love Manchester. They met their partner there and they've made their life there. You can relate to that. And they say that's a good thing. That's a good thing about ADHD because you upped and left Glasgow, moved to Blackpool. Was yours like that? Did you just up and leave?
Very much so, yeah.
And back when you did that, ADHD, again, probably when our dear friend did it, ADHD probably wasn't a thing as much. So,
no, absolutely, no.
But then actually looking back, probably was a spur of the moment thing. The bad, setting up a business at 18, running it for 10 years. And they think that people with ADHD have got a lot of the skills you need to run a business. You're naturally curious. They want to try new things. So do you think, I don't know, maybe that's not bad actually, maybe that's still good. But do you think that's something that you can relate to with your business as well?
Again, yeah, 100%. And I think that's massive with people with ADHD because you've got the creativity and the always wanting to do.
You're always wanting to do more. So, like, I know, like for you with the kids' parties and stuff, you're always wanting to change it, always wanting to add new things, always wanting to buy new magic tricks, sell one, buy one. And I think you've definitely got that curiosity side of things.
But there's also the spontaneity.
Yes,
I need to learn that word. But there is that side of it that it makes you take risks, and which can be ideal for business stuff, but can also be pretty bad as well. So
this dear friend, they now work for a company, so they don't have their own business anymore. I guess that's the bad thing about it, because as much as you're on a high, but it can all come crashing down at some point. And the ugly. So they've changed jobs in the last 2 years about 1 million times because the slightest things annoys them and becomes a huge thing. So they say ADHD overwhelm is real. It's hard to switch off the ADHD voice in your head. They think everyone has that voice, but for people with ADHD, it's louder and more constant. Would you agree with that?
Again, 100%. I think that's going to be a whole new episode about jobs.
Absolutely, yeah.
And how difficult it is with so many symptoms of ADHD when you're working.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it the other week, didn't you, about the whole doing the quiz thing and people are talking and people are looking at you and it's hard to concentrate when you've got all that going on around you. It's hard to block it out. Thank you, dear friend, for that email.
I could have wrote that email. I was the same, left at 18.
So, I read it and I thought, oh my God, this is like Adam's life. And then the other email they had, now this is more of like what ADHD is to them rather than the good, bad and ugly. But what it feels like is fog, a sleepy white fog. So it's always there. It makes it difficult to focus on the outside world. They can't focus very long as it requires so much effort. So again, I think this resonates with you. They spend a lot of time in their own head and often fail to listen, see or understand what's important. So they only pay attention 50% of the time at best. They listen for a bit and they scatter. So they miss like body language cues, expressions on the face because they're not paying full attention. Would you say that's a big thing for you as well?
I think half and half. I think the attention thing, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that I've realised that not everybody's the same. Like, obviously not everybody's not the same.
No, but yeah.
Excuse me. People don't get that. Like halfway through the day, I'll be knackered. And that's through trying to pay attention to stuff and just doing stuff.
It almost like it's more energy for you, isn't it, to pay attention? Whereas like for me, you just pay attention. Like it doesn't seem like a difficult thing to do.
The facial, I can't agree with the facial expression thing because...
No, you're big on reading. I will pull a facial expression and you'll be like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. Like... Why'd you hate me?
I'm very bad at that. And
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's got positives as well, because you've always got an idea what people are thinking.
You try.
Yeah.
You try and read people. Brilliant. So that's it for this week. Again, email us any of your good, bad and uglies to adhdyourlife@gmail.com. We are also on the socials. That was your bit to come in there. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and it is...
Recently, Facebook.
Oh, yeah, and Facebook.
I've started Facebook because Facebook's my thing, so I'm going to try that. It's at ADHD Your Life Pod. Yep.
For all of them. So please go and hit that like button, subscribe button, follow button, show us some support.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and send any ADHD good, bad and ugly stories to adhdyourlife@gmail.com.